Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Family Violence Working Group FVWG Outreach Initiative. Today, we will be covering the topic of family violence, and we are glad to be able to share an introduction to what family violence is, how to get help, and how to help. For today's sharing, we'll be covering the following topics. What is family violence? Types of violence, possible impacts of abuse, ways to get help, how to help, and useful context. Many times, people would ask, what is family violence? Under the Singapore law, family violence is defined as placing someone in fear of hurt, making them feel afraid that they may be harmed or their lives are in danger. It can also include causing physical hurt to someone. Family violence is also defined as wrongful confinement, such as locking someone up in a room or house, or restricting someone from going out. Another definition of family violence is continual harassment. This includes continuously calling, stalking, or threatening someone, making someone feel so pestered to the point of mental anguish. Family violence particularly happens when there is an abuse of power in a relationship, when one exhibits the need for control over another person in their family. This can happen with your partner, a loved one, your family members, parents, siblings, children, and extended family. And lastly, family violence can also happen with someone you live with. Next, we'll be sharing what constitutes violence by sharing the different types of violence. First, there is the physical violence, which includes beating, punching, slapping, and kicking someone, strangling someone, using weapons such as a belt, cane, dangerous objects, or knives to hurt someone, causing pain and injury. Secondly, there is the emotional and psychological abuse that includes talking down to someone or gaslighting them. That means an abuser may try to manipulate and sow self-doubt and confusion to the victim's mind. It also includes name-calling someone, using vulgarities and insulting someone or mocking them, making them feel bad and emotionally hurt. Making someone feel threatened and scared about being hurt. And lastly, harassing and stalking someone, such as going to their workplace non-stop, tracking someone's movement and location, limiting them of their engagements outside. The next type of violence is sexual abuse, which includes molestation, inappropriate or unwanted touching, rape, and sexual harassment. Some people may also experience sexual harassment via messages or in verbal forms, including inappropriate sexual comments about you or your body. Sexual abuse can also happen to vulnerable adults and children when there is a lack of understanding of sexual abuse. Another type of violence is financial abuse, which includes making use of someone to earn money, asking for money from someone non-stop, not giving allowance to meet basic living needs, and controlling finances and asking for extensive explanation to obtain an allowance. Abusers may also borrow money and not return it, and force someone to sell assets without their consent. Violence are also commonly found in controlling behavior, such as isolating someone from others and not allowing them to contact other people, including their friends and family. Controlling behavior also includes installing a tracking app on someone's phone and stalking or questioning their whereabouts. Controlling behavior can also come in the form of having excessive jealousy and wrongfully accusing someone of having extramarital affair. And lastly, preventing someone from securing a job or forcing someone to stay at home. Next, we are going to have a fun segment of true or false and multiple choice questions. The first question: only physical violence is considered family violence. Is this true or false? Answer is false. Family violence extends beyond physical violence. It includes emotional, psychological, sexual, and financial abuse with the intent to control an individual. Second question: it is okay to tell others about things that are happening at home. True or false? Answer is true. If you feel fear for your safety at home, you can tell someone about how you feel and get help. Everyone has the right to be and feel safe, especially in their own homes. Next question. Hitting and calling children stupid is acceptable when they do something wrong. Is this true or false? False. Everyone deserves to learn in a safe space. Physical punishment could harm a child, and name calling could impact them psychologically and emotionally, and may lead them to feel useless and worthless. Question 4. Since I have hearing impairment, it is okay if someone verbally abuses me. True or false? Answer is false. It is not okay, as scolding and insulting can be considered violence if one deliberately puts the other person down and makes them feel bad and in fear of hurt. Next question. Children can be affected by family violence between their parents. True or false? Answer is true. Parents may think that children are not impacted as violence was not directed to them. However, studies have shown that children witnessing violence can impact their emotional well being and development, as well as social interactions in the longer run. This is a multiple choice question. What would be considered as abuse? Option 1: asking for divorce. Option 2: name calling. Option 3: arguments over household chores. You now have 8 seconds to decide an answer. Answer is name calling. This is considered abuse, and it can include derogatory and insulting words used on you. Last question. Which is a form of controlling behavior? Option 1: limiting someone's movements or activities. Option 2. Controlling someone's finances excessively. Option 3. Using jealousy to justify their actions. That was a little trick question. Answer is all of the options fall under controlling behavior as it shows the intent of taking control of someone's decisions and attributing their behaviors to jealousy or blaming the victim. Now, let us look at the possible impacts of abuse. The possible impacts of abuse may include physical signs such as bruises, black eyes, and sustaining injuries on different parts of the body. Possible impacts of abuse can also include emotional signs such as feeling excessive anxiety and worrying about something that may happen, feeling like you are always walking on eggshells. One may be tossing and turning and experiencing difficulty sleeping. One can also experience impaired concentration, difficulty in concentrating in their studies, at work, or when doing daily activities. Another possible impact of abuse includes behavioral signs too, such as wanting to run away from your current situation. One may also have the feeling of avoiding the running thoughts going through their head and feeling so broken in spirit. It could even be detaching from others and not wanting to be in the company of people. One could stop enjoying doing the usual activities that they were used to. Another possible impact of abuse includes physiological signs such as heart palpitations, racing heart, and experiencing anxiety. One can feel nausea and dizziness, and perhaps discomfort in their body. One can also experience trembling or excessive fear of a person or a situation, and they may even experience flashbacks. We hope that was insightful for you. Now it's quiz time again. For the first question, which of the following is not considered family violence? Option 1. Constantly fat shaming someone. Option 2. Insisting on where to eat. Option 3. Not allowing someone to visit their family. Did you get it right? The answer is 2. Insisting on where to eat. Fat shaming someone is considered emotional abuse as it can affect someone's self image and self esteem as well as their confidence. not allowing someone to visit their family is depriving of one's rights, which is also considered a form of abuse. Everyone has preferences in food and can have their own opinion. While insisting on where to eat can be annoying, it may not cause psychological fear. However, if it crosses the line and makes you feel intimidated, and someone harasses you and insists on their opinion on what and where to eat, it can become abuse. Moving on to the next question. What are the possible impacts of abuse? Option 1. Trembling. Option 2. Socially isolated from everyone else. Option 3. Having difficulty concentrating. Yes, all of the three answers could be impacts of violence. One can experience trembling, feel socially isolated from people, and even stop going to social gatherings. One can also experience difficulty in concentrating in his or her daily activities. We have just identified the impacts of abuse, and it is equally important to know of ways to get help. If you are the one experiencing family violence, it is important that you get help and tell someone you trust, someone you know who can help you. You can also call the NAVH Helpline, a dedicated 24-hour helpline where professionals are trained to help victims to seek help. You can reach them by calling their hotline or emailing them via the email as shown on the screen. If you are in a dangerous situation or unable to call the police, you may reach out to the police via SMS to 71999 by writing your name and the address of the incident and a brief situation of what happened. This is an example of a message that you can send to the police. Next, how can you help if you know of someone who have experienced violence? You can first provide support by listening to them empathetically. You need not give them suggestions, and it can be more helpful to acknowledge their feelings and the experiences of what had happened. You can provide support emotionally by being present for them. You can also create a safe space for them to share what is worrying them. It takes a lot of courage for victims to break the silence and to share what had happened. It helps them to know that people listen to them and believe them. This is the global hand sign to signal for help. It is done by putting up your palm and folding four fingers down towards your palm with thumb folded inside. Here are some useful contacts that you can save on your phone to report violence. You can reach out to Care Corner Project Start or NAVH via the phone number or email address as shown on the screen. We have come to the end of our sharing. We would like to thank the two participating agencies, Care Corner and Touch Silent Club, for being a part of today's outreach effort.